At the end of the year, by average, no bet me accumulated 5 billion Ghana cedis. 5 billion year the year 5 billion or say the church energy sector. What do you trying to say? Wow, we are driving. A can button. What do you trying to say?
I could for the buy and on my Madika first one, I could for the buy and no energy sector, not a cadaho. I could for the for one city, Mama to see be a day in Tia. Maybe on the fast way, I like more fast. Me, Jesus was had the education by my baby one for energy sector, Honoano, Mahama, a buyer, was what the one city air to what 14%. Yes, Esla. Intermediate revenue committee, energy sector committee at what three
road tolls and buy.
Road tolls and buy. Mitia 14% kwa mitia esla da so mitia ansa na all this one seed way so asa beto so mitia nti hon kon wa bu ni kwase amiensa e wa ha mi road ayi mai road let mai insurance mai lolly fair na wo bete so no wo se be force say ye nti lolly fair so ja for na nti krom eburu nkrofo aboso kan for ma 2 months say 2 months no beto me ma so ma hu si soja ni bi na ma aboso kan eburu obi so nti ni papers so ho enti wo hu si adava for ni nya ye 2 gig kita 2 gig so ampa because we be some yanku bi no obeka cho say ye ma no e tia so no pon no parking car station ha ni sindi room no obiri sit to ani sindi room wada tv bia ni wonu atie ni nsubi ni wonu wahu so but me say there me kita kura me kita 6 gig ntimi ni say mahama wo buru kwase ya wo sisi me ni maame etua ni papa etua me tuma nyi aba as I want to aso etua nti kwase bodi obu ye nti sa when once the other by the me kwa de me mpene so
nti ni sisi a se aban etia se mo mpanifo etia solution ben pa na wo be ma
se o tia drama for yakupon ni wa ye ne etoso drama ni bia yakupon ni wa ye ne wo because se milonu yakupon ni wa me na metoso tira se milonu ni part 23 kwa omu yakupon ni me se makọ ri tu tot ni matu hu ni kai atifri ni empuimu a o be kasa me yabo nsam but ni tu du ba bia wo kwa o second god ni me what you say o second god ni me enti o ma na ni nkwa e hu wo hwe ye yi na ye su o man ni pa ye boa o man no wan na dawo mahama anya driver ni wan na dawo ni vice anya driver ni ti driver for ye sumbo enti o ma na ni nkwa no mo ma ye respect ai wu odu ye ya mo pension pay bia ni we ya ye de boa ye fi ye de hwe ye de hwe ye ma su ahu enti o ma ye respect na ye nso yentimi nya bi na ye mfa nhwe fie ano ne ye so ye metimi aka kire no
abushanfo aja chacha munyina ne anyumre biem ya san ya trase ayre ya trase na ne bebu ntokro nketenketi bi obabi antokro bi no ma ajija e obabi ye bebu bom ye beba bai mu ye betete ne magufom ye see the media budget na ba nanso still ayento na no sensible person will praise this budget. Budget will a very bogus budget. Now, budget no mono. Papa B, or say a friend Apuforsen. Don't why not just say intro. Akufado a buying and no person say no. Akufado a buying about a year Juma. Ama wiasia man saying in our ten and carbon a basono. Atuforsen so no the obey be obey me say papa ni you market say no obey no. Obe fashion na wase anything but we get tra ho man say anything enti ne wadi ntro bi afa emefufo omo nsama we be kan ye ho because o nse Ghana for yen parking kan ye ti asema yen ko ye hwehwemu eti obidi ntro de akere na wafa ne ho adi na jimifo no te akere bose aban papa ba na NDC the minim I don't know that when you join NDC automatically become stupid. Hey, Asebo. Let me send this. They will join in. Automatically, I want to changing to different level. A man for su patro boyedre. Eduane boyedre. Ya tutu niemba menipe $1 yenye bi a man for pesca kofanya mawa manano munyeska. Ensram kwasi afo MP40 parliament ebo munsem se aban papa ba. Omo yempo so. Omo nyinyini. Bebre amuti nya omo abodwe fufo bi won ti se media bi sa na politics sa na teacher of mine se wo de all what you can is our bind to kunyaso. So I buy any deals and foul, you appreciate it. You even endorse the stupidity of our buying a year. Say Jiminti, Yedi Ama Brofu Buyen, Abrofa Krama, NDC for Abanyo Munimunyansa. Say dollar the 10 cedi. No more Jiatu. Now a buying since I gonna go to so Quacoton or Manonia. Yedi 10 cedi Nemomo. Now Mugana ni per dollar they are 2013. NDC from 1.4 so monte as you say Abrofono de Omwadren a BT1. Oh yes, we are say. Obasa as now sugar Jimmy Pa. Now on person be you the Yankopon de Mawana. Don't worry about that one. With the people bit chokuku. Ubenyo be mana you so adren de ayen ne mama ne ho. And amonam Ghana na kwasi asem publicity ewo social media nti. Mose dollar da 10. Enti mose sa ama aban no na japade ne gold no kwa ama no ne se mo kwa akoton a na dia value mo for 10 cedis. But o man na yetim no. Who why ne betim de nsa besi ne bo aka chem se ono no ne nsa ka dollar 10 cedis. 11 cedi kura why ne betim aka se ne nsa ka bi. Enye possible adentia abrofo nim sandi sifu agimi. It just for fame, just for fame. Enti no ye make us dollar that 10. Na man for more mun semu mayen. Because monya bo mun semu mayen na ye beji din ye 2028 ye pay nkunimadi into the enkese dollar that 8 at that 10. Then to man for no team. But the effect na beba ye economy no so no, especially for those who are more export to near made kwa manone and the Ghana ni NDC ni onye ne ho Jimmy etime me a producer we produce niane niema e wo Ghana mo de kwa manone and niema me de ye niane no me de produce me niema me produce no ebi me krefra manone. Enti se me kwa akokra niema na ba dollar na me de ekoto sa niema na ansa me de abeye sa production no me to dollar no $1 for 13 Ghana cedis and pass. But when me de sa niema we ye adwuma wi na me de me niema no kwa manone a dollar na abroni de be ma me wo ho no me de ba me man no mu a 10 cedi we nye buo. Now to your bones I dey tell you end this city. Well, no problem. And I have a transient in Como. May I check the name of Binumu Kakra. Kind. And the name of Binuma Cobabia was saying crow. Now, Yatutu Kakra. Central out to force in a D. And some phone out to force it. I can't actually get a full Binuma Marshal. In some way, I never want to tough. Near D home Como. Now, on Suenya Quenya, Afrim, no other Chawadre. Eti, Mede Aquaba Cassia, MOBBA, Master Sawabai. But modern so be share me video ya mame. But modern so be comment na to me ahu achia wie pa. Won subscribe so e wo channel we so ameso was but modern subscribe. Na be ka busuakuo ho na yenko yanim. Me din ene Mr. Manfo ha e Ras Media GH on YouTube. Me sanso on Facebook e wo Kennedy Japan Junior on Facebook. Me din check say e ma me Paul Bio. Me panyini Evans Jaben e na ma me ama. Ai mame the mo akwa bapa na busia ye ntwa ye ho kakra bi na ye mra na TBB na hu se ato force in the all ye ne wo parliament holo eni nyina ye ntro ile tie video we are talking about enkrofo a omo na the dollar ni hi omo wo man nom amanfo ababonte omo kansem ye mpe bi ntie na ye mra adwumade no so ye ntie
with the bank. So when you go to the bank, you are not like me that deals with the bank or I deal with dollars every day. I don't deal with dollars every day. So when I go to the bank and the bank gives me 5 days, it is okay. But for you, the bank shouldn't delay.
That's what they are doing. That's the reason we are saying that $5 is between, say the government capped the dollar from 10 cedis
to 10.34 now.
So yeah, so 10 and 12 cedis.
Yes, then
now it's 10.5 or 10.3. But I go to the bank, they'll ask you, give us some times. Meanwhile, you have a dollar account. Call Abochi will give you dollar less than 30 minutes. You have your dollar. So who is controlling the affairs of the economy? Is it the Abuchi people?
The Abuchi people,
of course, they will tell you that who will run the affairs, who manage the economy for you. See, on paper, the Kabas mentioned it on paper, but the reality is the Abuchi will determine who, when, and how you get a dollar. How can you tell me dollar is 10 point something? Then you need dollar. You need to get 13 cedis before you have a dollar.
But what do you suspect? Is it the case that the banks don't have the dollars and the Bank of Ghana is just giving us the figures, or they are intentionally holding it so that the Abuchi can do business?
You see, the bank managers, they are in bed with these Abuchi guys. That's the reality.
How?
They are doing business with the dollar.
The bank managers. Bank managers.
Sometimes you ask you, hold on, let me call somebody. How can a bank manager or call Abuchi person? So let me call somebody. They direct you to the person. Go there. This person. See, that means they are doing business with the dollar with the Abuchi people. They are doing business. Business.
So they direct you to the Abuchi.
Of course. So it's whose responsibility to begin check all this. It's Bank of Ghana to begin.
Yes, I agree. Of course, the Bank of
Ghana need to be check all this.
I agree.
You understand? The problem we are facing is because the bank managers are not treated for honest to the traders. They are enemies to the business we are doing. Of course.
Video on about we. So what video no year? A chop professor. And I'm say Mahama and Nkrofono. Amo pe popularity with social media suntino. They have quick come out to say dollar need 10, but effectively a nipa omuhia dollar na omuno omusu chira ban say dollar ne was a mera from no mu business etumi akoso no sa nkrofo no so ababonten ba be kan chiro say there be entisa dollar no and nothing dollar no yenya na boafo ato any 13 cedi 20 peso temiyo dollar no ni effect ye de mayen e wo man no mu no say adwadifo am kokra ne ma firama no ne de ba no omo de dollar no ne kokra ne ma enti se dollar no to see the nebo no wo foma ana yesu si twa ye mene ye hunu amane enti de enti a yesu se dollar bo be ba from no ene se ebe ma adwadifo no omo ho ahehan won enti se obe ka kire me obuku so se dollar bo aba from na on the market dollar no ne bo no was already ma adwadifo na. What is the sense in that? Miriam ba Patricia patient danso me mo akwa pa ena Miriam Osei Anthony so me mo akwa ba yepa. What is the sensible reason? And as I dream bend the woman say ode baba TV so aye de and you reduce the dollar to 10. Na enkrofo we so munya dollar no so mfaso no. Omoda so turn abodene to say the etia. What sense does it make? Is that not part of the what they call the incompetent manner of governance? Is it not the same thing as people who don't know how they can do say a man for the poor mwasem? Now we remember. So now do free Ghana ban solo. Now done another 14 cedi. But it's not effective. About time of 14. A buying bank every time of 14. That was what was effective. But you see, the key net government setting qua. We are just setting the mindset of the people to believe say at the Papa B Koso. But at the ground, no, the reality on the field, the nature say whatever they are saying is just for a political word score. Entronkwa no kreba kukra eni nsama atu forcing diko jina parliament wa na oka echire Ghana for no meka asia kan sisu bi mu se ene da bia ya mene wo kasai. Every good economist be catch say John Dariga Dramani Mahama Bino so young say the initiatives and the policies ebetumi effect e wo Ghana for your economy no so Semipa. And I'm no say, Obibia no bet to make us as natural say, Mahama buying into Tuebia water to na Magan economy as the IMF, the World Bank, and McKinney emphatically say 2025 going no. The economy of Ghana will start bouncing back to the state that it was before the COVID crash everything. And Sabio said, "No, you say this is a be economy no more. A young crow for you, a young crow for we cry, a young crow for we cry. Everything that is going on today, it is the effect of what the initiatives are. Nanado Danko Kufuado, any year Dr. Bawumia, a day 19C from Ekata Wanani, and no Madura, and you know. And also since only being a chassis eba. Now, when you are too forcing, no acquisition and quasi for big go, no more din tro, don't know from. Minya bema, Tiasema Jadi for no car, Nayamra.
Dollar no ya to so wo mubutu, but I reflect wo idumha. Oba first one was $30 so $30 safer so $30 so cement anti so mesine me to cement last for 2024 me to 104 ene 130 nti tia ya te ma so ne sen sisi aye the dollar ni safer ni na de ye adwuma ana yana binim so ya $30 so cosmos ne ba almost ya safer no so safer no ye nte so say ama nema ye boko se na ya anko 40 o mo kan no ene safer no betima ba fom ene dollar betima ba fom ne kina boko no na ase akosoro ana sika no ibi na dollar ne wo so kwa na market ne ye because this time market nye ene ye tie ne sa na tie because difference bi amamu
no kreni sika semna ne ye ha okese sika na wo Bank of Ghana 10 point something babeko abonte na 13 cedis you see a safer eba from kakra ba 19 something you see sako 22 nti ama ye adwuma ne ye no aye de ama obi ba o se yati sika so yati ne ma so babeko no so na nti sa
economy de sisi ade
etiabushe miriaba nana akua afro papa bi mo akwa bapa msi yankopana do mo hoye abusha asema ye kan enkrofo we set no mo ye no kan they have been creating ntokwa between the market women and their customers and I'm no kro mo so mo nkanti and no kura ye friend no kura nkrofo we so mo nkanti no they are creating even confusion among the traders and their clients. Because I will come and say $1 no dey say ya I expect to say and near my boy be conform I'm demanding say the prices of goods no e be from but obviously and things I said the NDC for a person monka e magana for nte now listening abusia yewuda yawadu trim aka nsem bia for the budget ya ene NDC for the call the video way na yento ansem no so mfansem no mra in a best concentrated form yento aso na yemra sia
now take come here the media budget review
and we never cast a miss back and say afra ebi was ruby of form
there when I was from there when I was
say ohwe baby to say yes your debt and I kai dey akofom the papa but say the meeting and say no credit anyam say ekofom so auditor general asem no be kan no hey so we ka wo de no ntimi emu akonta enti eka we ekofom no eno na ama na ekofom na enti no de se ka de ekofom a ena me ka say no de eyade pa na emu ekwan fa so ekofom no ntimi hu say eno sa significant error 138.91 billion hey now what if you now can usika usika no e ka me de doso pa on say ukọ amansan bebe ba ejebosia ye hwe ka wo de eni ahwe say ubetimi agebosia na wontimi nye na wa wo to ba mi no kan say medical medeka papa mo se ne mahakra ne ama osika ma de akoye djuma enti adu no mo ye ne sare de no kreni omo de o man na wu se 138.91 billion de me hunu no se no kra eye ade a enu kreni hadren papa se no na ama ka ide no so atene de a se ne enyanwanwa GDP growth economic growth nso the pa inflation atiaba from the pa and afi foreign exchange no nso the pa na said yinim was our foreign exchange humo unim se koba se asikana okoton ne ma wa manone na diskano ba kane no enka o de ba dollar bia onya 17 na 16 na 14 akoba sa akoba ayetente ba sa wo ma produce niema organa de kwa manone no no mo so niema ye den ama wo it is one managing year e fa ba bi no ani age on so mo ka say tax revenue tax collection akofom on se nipa no niema o de be duty a wotua ye de dollar ene di bu hu akonta enti duty nso be den ebekofom na obi ono wakoto eyema nipa se duty e den akofom na obi nso odini sika ne niema ebi ene watoto niema ye de aye aduane bi aya package ye de kwabrochire tamwa eba no sika wonya no ewofom enti obi anim se exchange rate no ehun faso wo ho na wan hwe ye nso a ema company bebre nso timigu fi se sika eba no isa waboka ayi production but odeba no sika wonya no ewofom enti wan hwe a export driven companies anase companies ye niema ye koton na manone no companies no ebetimi akoma nemu na emom tina meka se efa baby nso ho no ma wan hwe ni ye a ebetimi do how be abro ewo oman no sikasemu
mate ya besan
edi abusia hwe tieniye pa o tieniye pa kese amiya jasi sami jasi mo akwaba na miya apia kubi onso ne mo akwaba ye pa ti asemu we ye pa na nado te akunya so yesi auditor general na audit ne maden semba abonten beka no ka ye de no ene wa ba abonten se omo ye mistake about 1.something billion Ghana cedis mistake hey temiyepa well the NDC is an evil evil party. Omo party bia omo nka no kore. Omo party bia party da omo akoma so echen oman na nkasa na ne nkanko ene se obi abrabo besi ne yie e wo man no. So sankrofo we na either when they are in power or they are in opposition, their party first before Ghana. Yenyina yete ha. Ena sabio. Yewra Dr. Bawumia na do de sa nyina hini boxside. Say or de kwa koye bata exchange. Me de yaka kwan ne overhead no e Ghana man mu. Haruna Idrisu ono oye Ghana ni anka wate asem bi sa nka ebeye ne de no. Haruna Idrisu kire letter de koma World Bank for say sa arrangement na ye no. Omo pese international what them call World Bank emfa ne nsabesim omfa ne nan mesim na ontwam agreement adentia osise na nado ye German na nado ye sa project no across the country yebeyi aka kwan ahodo yebeyi overhead yebe run about ahodo wo man no mu a it will cause the NDC defeat in 2024. So Haruna Idrisu wrote letter to the World Bank say omo makwan masa bata agreement no enkoso, but at the end of the day tamale interchange no a benefit of that bata agreement in a hidden box ada nanka John Daraga Dramani Mahama de maniwia Tenipa. Enti nkrofo no mu ye demons. Sa nkrofo we, me say omu ye demons. And the Ghana miner yetimi no. Nkrofo no omu koto abade man dis no. Amanfo no omu ho. Amanfo no omu ho. Because baby ye ko gina ya yesi sabio dokoro boa ye de ntene enkoto abamfa ntia na nado danko akufu ado ne MPP amanyokuo no ena me no kasai dokoro no bo no esoro na eko temiye pa wa ye be kan kire ose sabio banche boa ye dene bayire boa ye dene bode boa ye dene ntene koto abafatia na nado no ena me no kasai sa banche ne bode no ne bo no esoro na eko but Nanado Danko Akufuado eni akunya no so. And many people who supported this evil party, they have actually come to recognize and realize they were misled by the incompetent NDC propaganda secretariat. Sami Jamfrin and Kwasi Afoni diachire. They have seen that they were misled. And yes, Nanado say, or the e-levy ba, et e-levy no de ban a criminal deal. And a John Mahama ba ye, and ye e-levy no diabo, or the 1 cedi per liter and a diaba. E-levy no, on every 200 Ghana that you send. And an Ghana buying edu 1 cedi. And now me no ka say patro yes patro liter no da say liter no da the 14 cedis. Who spend the 14 cedi bia John that get the money Mahama tax 1 cedi out of it. A man force that is better. At then we are budget for do me more kwaba. And to tell me budget burn out to force in the call Mlashe bedroom and nara and this if when ya jomo bomb on some omo to nyom omo energize at to forcing abra the ordinary Ghanaian ni bottom princess aye budget papa ben and I took a champagne 14 ambulance stealer. At the core budget, at the core, sabio parliament, na NDC for papa inform about yourself or more budget. So, Abra Munim Pefe say the ordinary Ghanaians' pockets are empty and people are starving. Maybe Sambako said the NDC should come out and tell Ghanaians, say, this is what we have done now. Edens is a year ba or minum. That is not so. Now, we are so. So we didn't throw and trono. A comuane drubabina a babete apa oswa. Yet the one no master obeka and the bed a better to the action nipa. Then nipa who sooner buying a dream money I doubting. And that to force a present budget. Assemble na wote ya. Na sabio eya hom keka bi kire se enkrofo wewo adwem papa bia na nimdie anase adefufuro bi so mo de breye. Go there and present budget to Ghanaians. Kwasiampanyi ni kojina parliament propaganda na okwa akoye. Na ye talk more this back and ye ba betoni say. Market people are crying. Say prices of goods and services are rising. More ankasa. More the increment on petroleum product. More the aba. So how do you expect the market product to go to reduce their prices? Just say I don't know actually what runs into the head of some of these NDC MPs and ministers in the government. Mimame estakeba di mame mwako abapa. Meduna na mentiase se. Because more ankasa na mode increment on petroleum product, petrol diesel, more the biaka home gradually every 4 months bia price ni bi beka home. So why do you expect to say enema ye de fa nkoba so ene de ko edwa so ne bo beba fom na munni mu fede na mutumi ko gina nipa doma nim so microphone ne camera simo nim e wo parliament ho edi ntro de kire Ghana fo said ye be ya mon kwase afo communicators from best sasa na ema no na omode atra media no so na omode aye de say enema bo ekofom enema bo ekofom e wo hefa. The people on the ground are crying. Nipo mo wo man no they are starving. And then I man ba ko no amia ma no ka se bi kire wo ha. Body battle ba ko bi a 10 cedi wo Ghana man mo ene. No ko jina parliament. Why when nimi huhu so majam fantew. Ebe kan che Ghana for say prices of goods has drastically reduced. Reduced from where? From your minimum eno apampam. E bia wo ene. Your position I will hold untino. When you can be to the point they said the prices of goods and services, and bottom, you don't feel it because it be hot. They don't come and tell us, they say, Nema Boko from Womanum. And never be anyone echo from Womanum. The prices of goods and services are even now becoming more costly. Nebuano Drane ye. And Yamane Bono. And Mahama so bokro no ye pa chrono. This government is actually stealing Ghanaians. Now dear me and son now just saying in I am more to send Crawford to Jimmy Florenum. Well, Papa Penny Jimmy wait to Parliament born in Sema Tonyum. Mahama dia sem papa ba. Adentia ato forcing akoye media budget na akoye ye. Wanko carry say they are going to increment. There will be increase in fees and charges. To me, Paul, and this in Papa Penny or to Parliament or Tietia Musa to forcing or born a home modern or yeah, Juma or Sefata so better so. Ye pebiem ne why no or born in some in the respect of the fact to say let school fees ye disika be ka ho. What is wrong with these guys? Now the way ever so just give me a minute and let's talk about different matters. Market for no issue, but the NDC MPs are in the parliament singing and dancing. Tim kwasi anyamo mo to do it. The question is, where is that 24-hour economy omoka ho asem no? The 24-hour economy papa panyini onne sokura po nyede. Onne ankasa wode to nyumi nyede. Na wo chenchire wo ho. Wode asempa na bo 24-hour economy na why? Where? A billion, but they are still singing that song. In T. And we not come say nkura bi no ma omo ma me no efra bontre na akwakoto alewa abrom so munjini papa mpanfo ampifo we no mo honorable members of parliament. Look at their conduct. Ready omo adentia aban no de entoso eba betu niema hodo so Ghana manmu from 30% to 40%. And this in Kwasiafo we almost say when they were in opposition, almost say na do team edene. Na do mom ena de ahokyere aba. Or taxi a man fontian, trouble fontian people, a man yoko no. And then Jimmy for ye bo munsam say, John Delegat na money Mahama, the increase, what to near heavily. Maybe kind in natural, how the be at team. Now, yenti market man when Nasama okaye, we are na to aso, yeah. Abusama yourself like a video no Nashama and Kuyanim.
Mpɛhwe ontimi nya hwe ontimi nya bibia amaye ye ba $100 o se wate dollar so ni dollar so ye pa yenya me pebia kra ne makra menya na de no betima ya amaye
we sure so what but no say from 17 about 10 something I think I go for say possible
17 o me mo ska na kwese bi ma me na wo benya bia ma me
wo pebe sa han wonya
me pebia kra ne ma na menya wo be de atima nya be ko banga peska am be kra ne ma menya na wo be de atima kra
madam pacho bra okay but I be say Ghana I think you are in a different part of Ghana because clearly no I know people are almost see they can access the dollar and almost so abani yard say never the abani sun chia so onye ne sa
w na adentina ye Ghana e cities na dollar na dey na ye maye me need dollar nju ka dollar me to me the dollar to dem nti men ka dollars na me ne kronu na ye de na ye ka ye ko port ntimi nyine ma obo so atete ne ma so bia ni wa wate
na support for 24 hours so the mortgage ni ya mutu
24 hours na ete ne ma so 24 hours
is the mortgage ya mutu ya
24 hours na ete
aye the mortgage there ebe for
nyama eba na ebehu na nyama ni de mitimi ka se eba
until clearly emphasis say first half of the year no you can say be assess performance maybe 1 to 10 na osha president
the MPP year na ogusu a ohise ndema na nyama oso ohise nwie to no antimi nya ni bibia the MPP no egu ho no eno na ogusu a oto aso me ba me hu ni wa gibi ode aba e wo ha sei
ha na da ho no this time no Ghana for no they are becoming very decent. Etuntu medi tronche nipa no. Oti parliament ya mo bo mo nsam etietiemu no. Say dollar that 10 cedi no. The men on the market are exposing you with fat say enye no kure. Nasto ajimifo we da so gu ho ebo mo nsam. Na NDC there that is their sickness. I akwa we kaye. Kwa bransa bobi NDC ni onye wura aban mu na onya office na air condition kakra bi bofa na ho pene ni Jimmy asore o ka hwea won ti asieda. That is actually what is going on. Answer and crofo we behu no na omote abonten na ya pamo omo afiri aban mu na omote abonten because it cannot be say people adwadifu atiem say dollar omunya bi ne bo eden na moso mo nam Facebook ne parliament tetem say dollar that 10 cedi. The day of accountability will come and Ghanaians will not spare you any single vote. Remember this. Yanto asene yanko yanim abusia me Kofi Francofi no akwa pa yanto asona yanko yanim na yenti ensembinum firi atofo sen camp ai yenti video we na hwe atofo sen anim kakra.
Yes, there was a crisis, but they started the recovery, put in place measures, policies that laid a foundation for a certain gradual takeoff, which you are benefiting from.
I don't know of one. They may have started, but had never yielded results. And in fact, I don't know one that they meant well by starting. They meant, yes, we have to do it because we're an IMF program. So they were doing it wishy-washy. So nothing really actually materialized from whatever program they were implementing.
One for me stands out. At least they left you 4 months of input cover.
Okay.
We had eroded at one point. We actually had gone 2 months, even less, and we're in the red territory. Isn't that at least?
It could have been better. It could have been better. We have used the last 6 months to accumulate additional reserve worth 2.1 billion US dollars. 2.1. If we have used 6 months to accumulate that kind of reserves, and you were sitting there for how many years under the IMF program? So give and take. I'm not impressed. I've never been impressed with the economic performance because they could have done better than what we inherited.
And also the debt situation, you given us a sense of what you meant. The steep debt repayment humps in 2026, 2027. This, in fact, today a friend of mine was making a point that last year when we were looking forward to this year, everyone looked for 2026 with a sense of trepidation because of the deferred pain. I think it was called at the time. We deferred the pain to 2026, 27, 28. So this year was supposed to be a very difficult year for you, whoever won the elections.
Yes.
But you are giving us a different view that you somehow, what was supposed to be a very difficult year for anybody, it sort of says that you've actually found a way to turn that into an opportunity.
Exactly.
Listen to this part.
Yes, there was a crisis, but they started the recovery, put in place measures, policies that laid a foundation for a certain gradual takeoff, which you are benefiting from.
I don't know of one.
Tier. Ato forcing where you jina hoi. Ato forcing. Na enipa eye kromfo esanso ye ntrofo a na the definition to the person becomes very difficult. Papa we to make atena ni kan kire Ghana for say onim ade bia MPP aban ye say ahokyira na oman Ghana wom ebe sori afiri babia na ye jira osi onim any policy a MPP aban ye the question we was on the video na all can say the debt restructuring no anyo no na sha ase na mom ne MPP aban na sha ase no aboa amene Ghana our economy no ejina ne nan so. Atoforsen said that. Ono ane kan ye say the debt restructuring na MPP are buying the buy, you know. Aboa magana mine ye jina ye nan so. But ye ne papa we in national television. O tumi hwe camera nim ka kire Ghana for say. Ono no onima de bi MPP are buying ye ya ena me no suntia. Sabio eyen to aso bi na omode ya eto aso ama o man Ghana ya hoto aba. Why? This is because the intention of the NDC is to paint MPP black. So every single 10, every creditor, I will say MPP nyano. The NDC is trying to make it look black. But look at this. Look at this. So, after forcing in one hand, catch Ghana for say MPP amanyo kono anye bibia se betumi apaja o man Ghana free bra na ye gina e de akoya nim. But ono ne boss wa ye fa ne John Darega Dramani Mahama so ka say Mahama government sees Akufo-Addo administration as having played a key role in the stabilizing the economy. We IMF report into which is which is which. Now I say what they want to tell us there, what I'm making out of this, and I say and this for in camera ewa daimu among themselves omo kama omo hote omo ho asese eye na nado aban na ye ntoto ye hyehyɛ ya ɛna me no so nti ene oman no yetumi home kakra na yetumi nya sika ɛde ye bibi we IMF report o enye sabio atoforcing report we an international firm international authority sabio okasa they talk with fact, they cannot lie. They admit and say John Mahama ankasa nim say na nado aban had a key role. Nemo mo ye no ɛne na ɛma seed no nya gyinaberɛ titiriw ɛwɔ ɔman adwadie ɛso na ɛyɛ anaganafo yɛwura firi nneɛma no ntɛntɛm yɛwura tumi firi nsɛm nneɛma no ntɛntɛm paa because yɛn nyinaa bɛkaeɛ a before no na dollar no da 17 o yɛn ho deɛ siiɛ ɛna ehuri ya bɛtɔ 14 and it tells you perfectly say it was bound to happen. Say definitely there is something going on by the administration effectively no na ashase erede emma aduaba but fofi antoata ena simasifo omo benya akwanya enti it becomes as a shock say atofo simtimi ko gina nipa nim na kwase ampanyini journalist gina ho na ono anim sa atofo sin on join news so na ko kan say the debt restructuring no aboa ma man na ye stable na won tumi anka nkyerɛ sɛ baabi nyawo na wo ka kyerɛ me sɛ the debt restructuring another day wo ka kyerɛ me sɛ aboa amasabio ene the economy enya baabi agyira onka because join news for the enim bi omo ye because join news there yenim say omo ye paid by their bosses to do their job but the IMF report no won to me ye den enedete. This is the official report. Ni mame Monica me mwakwaba. Ena me ba mame amanya akonso mwakwaba yepa. Where your official report from the what? From the IMF. Won to me dictate. Make it clear to Ghanaians say, sabio Dr. Bawumia nom nanado nom enshi se ye. Ena edin kwaso bi aba o man no yesika semu. Now, you know the funny part? The funny part, and I say, ato force na din troke sie pa. Apart from the okan ye ohano, we kwakwa twa ntrobia emu eduru. Na ene Yankopo you talk onwa na you talk onwa o. Yankopo we. So twe to ase akonwa na watwe ne yie pa. Me pese me no nyina. Yen kono video way na yen digest video way apart from ento ya kwa we di yen another trobi o here about gold for oil any gold purchasing program ato force in di ya IMF report no actually completely different from what the man is saying yen kono tie.
Dr. Kasiela Tuforsin has revealed that the much publicized gold for oil policy under the previous administration never involved any actual barter of gold for petroleum products. Speaking on PM Express with Evans Mensah, the minister touched on how the policy widely credited with helping stabilize the city was in fact nothing more than a conventional cash for oil arrangement, despite repeated public assurances by the previous administration that gold was being used directly to procure oil to ease pressure on foreign exchange reserves. Dr. Forson insisted that no such barter ever occurred.
According to him, he is a finance minister. And bro befa Ghana akunya as a finance minister no wa yen hwehwemu who say gold for oil Dr. Bawumia de ba ya sabio stabilize even electricity wo minum no e ma petrol boate ba former bedru 11 no kwasi ampanyi na to force nso ono de ohun bi krata bi e kire sa na de wahu e cash for oil and ohun ye bra no kasa asem no
they brought in about 2 billion, and then under the NDC in the last 6 months we brought about 5.1 billion. So you could see the change alone from the gold board angle.
How much of what we're seeing now is also attributed to their policy of the BOG buying from the big mining players?
So BOG buys gold and keep the gold. So it is two different. I hear people comparing these two policies, but they are two different policies. It doesn't mean the same.
But we need the gold to buy
one
oil.
One uses local currency to buy the gold and keep the gold in its vaults. We buy the gold, sell the gold, and bring the forex to accumulate reserves.
But you know,
okay, TAE. I thought for the person can check Ghana for say the MPP is doing very well, NDC is doing very well. I didn't hear the Omoyani is different from what the MPP is doing. I didn't hear say Omono NDC for no Omoto good no more quacoton no more de currency no abagana my mo. And the Omoto good no more quacoton no more de aquacoji de bay dollars at the about my num. But now me no can say I get the force of money dollars. Already Jacopo. TBA Paul. At two forces, they are performing very, very well. Because omukoton gold na sikano omonsa kano omo de ba minum into they are doing well. Because MPP there na ye the city no to gold no Ghana maimu a ye de kogu ye bank said ye buy ye bank no ebenya ahodene. To a two forcing, that is not something good to be done. And he don't actually appreciate what Anado was doing. Now the young person to us didn't video no. There is a big expose pa video way answer video be bossy.
The impact should be the same, because the BOG keeps the gold and then ultimately buys oil with it, oil that would have bought with forex. So then that lessons you keep the forex that you have, you keep.
I'm not aware that there was a direct barter.
And I'm sad to forcing Oyentro for no opposite on condor to the home mischievous rintino. At the beginning, he wanted to say something like said the omo yeno eya de be a bean seed, the omo dia bad, they are the new ideas and everything. And the journalist should be asema wokan. It's like you are actually copying what Dr. Bawumia and the MPP government was already doing. And they say that MPP are buying the gold on a koji or you know the aba. But most more dear. Mo gold no kotonwa na mo scanner to oil the abanti at the end of the day no the same thing and amoya, which means to say you guys are copying actually what the MPP was doing. At the first odani ya 1 minute we try order form adentia he don't want any single credit when ni pabon on pese credit ba kumpo ebeko in favor of the MPP. So he diverted the idea and started talking trash. I'm
not aware that there was a direct barter.
Okay.
I'm not aware. There was no direct barter.
What about the goal for oil?
It didn't work.
Akwasi dabi ono there. Paul said there has never been any. I'm not aware. Two different things. This guy, because of his mischievous adremonia danitimuntino, one can see it say on the books of the finance ministry, no. Yanya battle or say or no personally or yen personal one yen institutional adremonity. So no personally on ni on theory I know nimbibia say Ghana for Eddie Good Eko J oil eba Ghana da. Oh, everybody. Adia momo opposition a mo ankasa motu manumu tu se mo ba mo besesano. Adia mo ankasa mo Minister of Energy kwasi ampanyi ni Jinapo. Ono abebi na nu akase omo ba betwa sa policy no when you want power. So what does Atuforcing actually want to say? He is lying to Ghanaians because utotia now twate.
It didn't work properly. Bank of Ghana were largely paying the suppliers of those crude oil and petroleum product cash.
Still?
Yes, that was what they were doing.
Another mischievous expression. Or say Ghana buying Ghana yisika kurabe timpono na omo de sika ene tua omo de patroni oil ba omanum but one can see ni pi or say largely enti duduo mu no na omo de sika ne tua enti so si duduo mu ana say efa bi wo ho a na e di gold ne tua enti if that is the case ya why should to forcing first say it did not work ya nye good for oil wo Ghana mamuda ongrofo omonkontompo. If you say largely, it means part of it was paid with cash. What about the rest? So first of all, this third you say the all can be an intro. The only thing that this guy want to win from this conversation is to attribute any can say improvement in the economy to the NDC. But the reality is different. Eto no ankasa o kasai o sanwe na no the all can or kind pass to be so hosu wom otwa na tokura da chide yento ado.
They never paid them with gold. Never.
But you found this out for a fact.
I'm speaking to you as the Minister for Finance.
Okay, and to listen to something. Was it largely they were paid with cash? He moves on later and says, they never paid them with gold. I'm talking as finance minister. So where do you stand? Hey, Grofo, omo ye trek is omo boss for pepe. Abusamon like na mon share video no mame. Omo ye trekish. Omo ye atrofo pa. Nkontompo fo pa. They want to discredit everything connected to the MPP. And they want to take credit of everything that the MPP did. It would intro. When we saw the children, and I can show you any, and I go forward because they cannot continue on that conversation because omo to aswa ato force na nimbe go ase yento ado.
But they had a whole policy running called Go For Oil.
But I'm telling you, there was nothing gold going out and bringing oil in. They were actually someone somewhere sitting somewhere in the Emirates was supplying the the bulk oil distribution company, and then the bulk oil distribution, the BOG will be paying. They give the dollar, the CD to BOG, and BOG pays the dollars. That's it. So it was pure trade, nothing more than what they were touting. Nothing. It was far from what they were touting. There was nothing, there was no butter where gold was going to change for oil. No, nothing of the sort happened.
But you were in this country at the time, you were the minority leader when the former vice president.
Yes.
So the reason why they had some stability towards, I think the early part of last year, towards the end, was because of the gold for oil. In fact, the point was that the depreciation would have been worse had it not been for gold for oil.
I'm telling you for a fact, there was no butter.
The question is, how did the overall domestic gold purchase program under the previous administration help to stabilize the economy? And Joy News' research has been studying the International Monetary Fund's comment on the previous administration's gold purchase initiative, which housed the Gold for Oil program. And our lead data and research analyst, Isaac Kofi, joins me in studio with some findings. Kofi, what's the data been telling you? I mean,
okay, Sa journalist you also babejina hoy or the assembly be to abontana anu edene pa ato forcing should be ashamed of himself at anywhere that he is. Me sheda ena me de sa video we eba say me no nyina yentie the journalist we ba beka. This journalist is actually reading from what? From the IMF report. It is completely different from what ato forcing said to Ghanaians.
What I'm confused. I understand and I know what barter is a direct exchange. But if the money is coming from a sale of a particular item, which is then for this matter, gold, if we're using that particular money to buy the oil, what's the problem?
Well, I mean, the IMF will put this better, they will explain this better, and this is the reason why today we decided not to do any refined numbers. We are going to quote what exactly the IMF said in the July report, and they speak about the gold for oil program as well as the gold purchase program of the previous administration. Let's see how it helped the economy. Did it help the economy, or it was something that put the economy in disarray? So I want.
Okay, until say papa, you need some of the Kenya no. Yes, bio enkrata IMF for the buy. July we are concerning a new man anado. And then I'm buying a year with what them call the under the IMF and kind of saying conditionalities and the management of the economy. And moreover, no, this is a specific on the gold purchasing programmer. Dr. Alhaji Muhammad Bawumia at the buyer. It will mean you yasumu ye pa na yenti says Anyaman or Mode buyer no a kaho be na ama or minor ye sika semna and I so. And I say gold purchasing program no ebo or minor form yenti.
I want us to do this exercise together.
Okay.
Let's read what the IMF had to say about the.
Okay, anti sap asadi way obi enta the picture. Ode ye screenshot na fatoho na save no as your reference because the NDC is capable of lying and inventing even numbers, cooking numbers, just to discredit Nanado's government. Mimi Ivan Sankama Kofi Mwakwa Bapa. So you see the BOG, which is the Bank of Ghana, has become a central intermediator in the gold sector, which was launched in 2021. The domestic purchasing program, an umbrella term for scams involving the gold, the BOG buying gold from domestic producers in a local currency. Very significant. Was significantly scaled up in 2024, almost tripping FZ, which is the foreign what they call the forest why. Just a trepono, tripling, where the Oriental Asma Kwana, and this for where some we Ghana and now support to, and this I think there's something wrong with your mind. Omuya takers, Omuya Kromfon Kontompo for the Oriental journalist and Beka,
Ekufuado administration's gold purchase program.
Right, so the BOG has become a central intermediary in the gold sector. Launched in 2021, the domestic gold purchase program, which you know as DGPP, an umbrella term for schemes involving the BOG buying gold from domestic producers in local currency, was significantly scaled up in 2024, almost tripling FS gross proceeds to how much? $2.8 billion US, and in addition to $800 million US accumulated in fiscal gold, contributing to an increase in domestic liquidity.
So let's end there. So this is the entire domestic gold purchase program, including the gold for oil program. Of course, we understand that the gold for oil program, according to the IMF, they wanted the Bank of Ghana. Their problem was that Bank of Ghana should not be involved. So the IMF did not cast a spell on the entire gold purchase program. What they didn't like was the fact that you had Bank of Ghana responsible for, paying the money, right? So take Bank of Ghana out of the equation. According to what you just read, domestic gold purchase program was very, very important in 2024. What did he do? It actually almost tripled Ghana's gross forex proceeds to 2.8 billion Ghana cedis. What did he?
Ato force say, MPP abaya anyehwe. Well, who the omo anye bibia. In fact, there is a video whereby Ato force in country Ghana for say, IMF for say. Nana Danko Akufo-Addo administration was going contrary to the target of the IMF program. Na yameya say obitumi kan sem we kire wo na nipa jitum. Now, when you're going contrary to the target of IMF, they will never give you any other tranche. But you to us, as some of the pay Kenyan said, the IMF for no actually said, Adia Bakwa no more ninja hone said, the gold purchasing program no, they wanted what the Bank of Ghana to not involve himself. That is only what they have. But they can understand, say, the gold purchasing program no, and then so Ghana for ye sika semno ebenya hoto, especially sika ewo mainum or mine benya sika edia ye de o so nye de tia man foka. The gold purchasing program increase it, triple it, say at the corner name 3 times. Nyamina Miko, in case of your people, it's a journalist who is saying,
Gold for oil program. Of course, we understand that the gold for oil program, according to the IMF, they wanted the Bank of Ghana. Their problem was that Bank of Ghana should not be involved. So the IMF did not cast a spell on the entire gold purchase program. What they didn't like was the fact that you had Bank of Ghana responsible for, paying the money, right? So take Bank of Ghana out of the equation. According to what you just read, the domestic gold purchase program was very, very important in 2024. What did he do? It actually almost tripled Ghana's gross forex proceeds to 2.8 billion Ghana cedis. What did he do? It says in addition to that $800 million accumulated in fiscal gold, so you had a portion of the program that was used to accumulate fiscal gold, and then you had also contributing to an increase in domestic liquidity. It says that the value of BOG's exiting stock of gold has also increased by over $500 million in 2024, lifting the gross international reserve. So if you are talking about the current buffers that we have, what is the IMF position? The IMF says that, well, we know that the legacy of gold for oil program continues to pose risks to Bank of Ghana's balance sheet. So that is the problem that the IMF has with the gold for oil program, and not the performance. Okay. For the performance, we have seen how it's helped the forex position by bringing in some $2.8 billion. In addition, Bank of Ghana actually building reserve in gold worth about $800 million. Now let's look at the last aspect, which for me is very important in terms of the MPP administration, what they actually did to stabilize the economy. It says that the new government has expressed strong support.
We NDC with IMF in the room. Tiasama NDC are buying a candy farm people among your crew when they meet the IMF men on the table. Maybe a lot
for the reforms under the supported plan in terms of the MPP administration, what they actually did to stabilize the economy. It says that the new government has expressed strong support for the reforms under the supported program. It says new government, we are talking here about the Mahama administration. It says the authorities here, he's talking about the Mahama administration, see the latter. The latter will be the previous administration, as having played a key role in stabilizing the economy and providing a credible anchor to addressing long-standing vulnerabilities and buttress confidence. This is from the IMF.
So what does the finance minister mean then?
So the finance minister says that, well, we did not see the gold for oil, we did not see direct barter. But what he said, he was very careful. He decided to use largely cash. So if somebody says largely cash, there could be that there were other means. But he is saying that largely, instead of us giving people gold to get oil, exactly, we were rather buying the oil with hard cash. But the question is, if Bank of Ghana was keeping the gold as reserves and possibly using liquidity that it has to buy the oil and keep the gold to build a reserve, what's the difference?
well, I like to think there must be a difference. If the money is not coming from the sale of the gold, I see what you mean. The backdoor approach, where if they're using the liquidity, or if they're using the monies that they have acquired, if not for the sale of this particular gold, what's the difference?
Definitely, that's why what you read first is important. Liquidity. It means that portion of the gold was actually sold.
Then I come with you then.
Exactly.
There's no difference.
Actually sold for reserve, right? And the most important thing is that don't burn your reserve to do what? To actually stabilize the city or buy fuel. That's the whole thing. Keep the reserve in a certain form. So if you had additional, in addition to the 800 million accumulated in fiscal gold, it says that contributing to an increase in domestic liquidity, right? Domestic liquidity. Where you are Bank of Ghana, tripling the FX gross proceeds to 2.8 billion. FX gross proceeds here, we are talking about dollars, right?
Yeah.
What helped it?
Yeah.
It was the domestic gold purchase program. And so maybe we may say that, well, the gold for oil program actually put some sort of, difficulty on the balance sheet of the Bank of Ghana. This for me doesn't really look bad in terms of what the gold purchase agreements or the gold for reserve program or the domestic gold purchase program that was actually being run by the previous administration did. And in fact, to actually end this is the essence.
Yeah.
What it's supposed to do in terms of stabilizing what? This is the economy. And the IMF says that, well, we have seen what the current government administration has been saying about the previous, in public they might not say it, but maybe they might tell the IMF. And the IMF has put that in the report. It says that they see the latter as having played a key role in stabilizing the economy. So it's, in simple terms, the Mahama administration is admitting that the current stability we are having is from, a part of that is from the previous administration. The previous administration is also saying that, well, we got stability through gold for oil program.
Right.
So it depends on, the jury is out there to actually judge.
Whether we sold it, we liquefied it, and all of that.
It'll be interesting.
But
video no be. We a report from the IMF. IMF or no Dr. Atuforsen, I recognize say they are credible institutional or you should not doubt about it. Entine, who is doing the other? Why na yon yonko? And this for na person munya MPP for. The facts are clear. The facts are clear. The fact I clear say Ghana fo nyan to boase to abama the Dr. Drbawumia and no ankasa ode na adwen kese baaye eto anema na no ye no so a enka these whole things wouldn't have been the way that it is. Enka anema no be kosu yie because you see obi ono na de ade ne baaye no, he knows how to manage it better than who is trying to copy him. And time of catch the Uganda and he said, and this ya buy no barb on town, say a buying papa ba, no ye de day. Ever country say, or more, Eddie Ahotaba. Now I am a for super country said there be, and this for no catch a yen I am a for say, or Muhus and another danko kufuado na buying. A dear mo ye ya, Ama Sabio and Naya Wato no eya de pa into a mobile to us. Namuni man dear. The only thing they say, and this is for they think about what they will eat today and not what they will have tomorrow. Instead of them to reserve the gold and make the Bank of Ghana more stronger, they are rather thinking of going out to sell the gold and bring in money, liquid, in their pocket, so they can chop some. This is only the difference. This is only the difference. Because the MPP was thinking about future, bringing the economic stability more efficient. And mama yensu agodu nungu yensu agodu ngo na emfa mark ye ho. They said UN UK for ye, France for ye, Italy for ye, America for ye, omo currency no ɛwɔ ahoɔden no yɛnyɛ bi NDC foɔ deɛ ba no ɔmo si daabi yɛde yɛtɔ gold no akɔ akɔtɔn yɛtɔ gold no afiri Ghanafoɔ hɔ asisiri Ghanafoɔ kyinkyim ɔmo nsa de price a yɛpɛ de ama wɔn na yɛ mmom aban yɛakɔ akɔtɔn aba bɛdi so mfasoɔ na deɛ yɛane sɛ nkurɔfoɔ wɔ yi they have no idea and anytime that they comes in power what they do is say adia MPP abanya ye no omo to ni din fufuro na omo de ye de omo pe tim ye pa omo no they have no ideas, they have no initiatives enti they are buying bi be ye no eno mom na ndisi fo ba omo fa na omo ato ni din fufuro enti the IMF ka asem wo ekirawo na wo so unje anu ni na mom ato forcing mentro a obedi akirawo e na ode be ye adwuma e se fatawo a ai IMF be ka kirawo se de ananado odanko kufu ado na aban ye esombo ama ndisi fo no they are following the same path so that be on betumi akọ mo anim na wo so unje anu ntum na mom de Sam George ne ato force be ka kira na ode be ye adwuma esejewa eno de eko now I want Ghanaians to look at something very, very important. Yanko we so budget na ato force in the core parliament NDC for no ebo mo nsam no enye hwe se kotobeku muma obisa se di ntia o kese kotobeku muma eye kotobeku muma because it has nothing good for Ghanaians, but actually the idea ban say they are just coming to increase enema awo manum enti niema ato force in the core parliament ne bi nie list of some of the public goods and services likely to be affected by the 30 to 40 increase in fees and charges as contained in the middle year budget by the NDC. Enti wenom na ye niema more probably no NDC for ede eka ebeto so omo be den omo sign the fees as akese ebeka ho omo betum te say de omo de 1 cedi ato 1 liter so no omo de ade bia na na auto 100 cedis no ene efi ochna koi ye de 40 cedi beto so nto be connect 100 cedi 40 cedis enema ni bi eni transport and vehicle services enti car any akwa you can say akwantu wo lord fair ye ba betum probably vehicle registration fee ukoto car monoba na obe register ye ba betum roadworks and inspection charges ukoye roadworks as a driver ye de bi ba be ka ho driver's licenses and renewal fees ukojo driving license and as ukoko renew wo driving license ye ba betum commercial transport permit enti se ukofa niema bi e de free ba bi e de akoba bi a ye de bi ba beto so sanso na yen kan say education related charges e wa adisuam enema ye de ye betotum e bi ani exams registration fee de na do de chemo amose mo mpeno mahama so de bi beka ho enti exams registration who register won so kwa koye exams a ye de 40% beka ho teacher training certification and license fees okoye teacher training certificate ye de be ma no ye de ka e ba be ye de ka beto so sanso license na be ma so teacher ne no ye sign de eka abeto so school registration and capitation charges okoba bi so ko register ho se oba be ye school oba ko school a ana se oba be ti school a eno nso ye discan bi e ba beto so ensuo ene ahodie ana ahunye or say new water connection and meter installation fees, monthly tariffs and service charges. Enti ene okase wo yeden o yemfa nso mra wo fie ana se yeme yeden yeme install meter e wo fie a eno no ye de price additional charge be ka ho. sanso na sabio ahosesi ahonie ho enyuma nketenkete bia no ye the charges beka ho electricity tariff nkania ye de bi ba beka ho utility connections and meter fees nkania prices no utility no mona mo schools ne na asefo no university for ne tertiary institution for ne na asefo no nyina no monka hu se enche bia prices na mutua no ye de bi ba beka ho immigration and citizenship services passport application and renewal fees okoye passport anase okokase yen renew passport mawa we are going to add some 40% increment to it. Visa processing charges okoje visa de abagana ye diske ba beto so entry and departure stamp certificate of citizen fees entry se ube uraga na maimu ube pie friga na maimu a stamp na ye de be boss no ye be je sika ne bi ye de bi be ka ho working and residence permit fee o person me ye juma Ghana maimu from we ne ye for omo fra ma no ne beba omo nye Ghana for wo nye Ghana ni dia o ba so be ye juma na se o person metra o my Ghana na wo hia krata e be kire sabio o ti Ghana abramra e bo ho banya they said that they are going to add 40% fee to it. Yenko business so yes business and regulatory services, business registration and renewal fees. And it's all called the register general ho say we could register a business and as we could renew business and registration fee. It is likely say the 40% increment about the total. Trade, import, export lances. Entre wa mo ye sabio mo de nema fra ma no ne ba mo de nema efiri Ghana kwa ma no ne bia no. Mo lances na mo de ye adwuma no. Se duru se mo ko renew a se de tie bia no. Ye de bi ebeka ho. Commercial and advertisement lances. Wo person mra me o register yan kan say commercial sign bi logo bi title bi unko de unko register in the name of your company no any more pay advert more pay akwanya aye advert e wo manum no you guys will pay more so person for poster kesi bi nsi bi all these things they are going to add more fees on it. Health and medical services apomodene any nuro sem so benya nuro anomne na asefo the NHIS registration and renewal premium into the National Health Insurance Scheme no ene uko renew anase uko register yeah the 40% ba beto so users fee for outpatient consultation and diagnostic test. And this is say yenye day consult doctor and as hope say me more diagnosis na okoye test ama ye hu how e da wo so a abandon the charge ni bi ba be ka ho charges of birth and death certificate and vaccination enti awo ho certificate ni owo ho certificate no ye de bo no bi ba beto so sase na ye ko vaccine so a ye de bo no beto so infrastructure and toll services enti en kan say mpuntujuma binom ai edan asie ne company sie ne hwan any toll no ene ye de bi be ka ho vehicle entry permit sebia okofro card cross road ato wo so a ye de bi be ka ho ena bridge ahodo binom so ho a any special areas bi ho a wo de ka twam a they are going to add money to what you were already paying. Legal and judicial services, court filing and hearing fees. Interest bi oko file asemo court ana se court for se bra na yiti wonu masema charge na the charge no we are going to add more to it. Bail bond administration charges enti eba ne se yato ana se wadi boni bi na wuhia bail a can say the 40% ebeka ho not notary and authentication fees enti no se sabio ya ye wabro chire uhia police yan kan say clearance ai sabio authentication and Ministry of Justice the bema no ye the 40% ebeka ho fees for official gazette to ai ento se wono o pese unchange udin bi o pese onye ade bi uhia official gazette to say be gazette officially ye the sikan bi beka ho publication and legal documents searches ento no se bia we I don't know publication and legal documents searches. Yes, and also security and identity services, police clearance, fire certificate and lances fees, and also private guide and company lances, and also to the Ministry of Interior, and I say ICT and telecommunications, service charges for national digital ID, Ghana card, Yedisika Ebeka home, fees for e-government service, passport appointment, cooperative filing, until Koya passport, we charge the Bibeka home, admin and data fees from NITA and related agencies. Until data no, Yedibibeto so other government fees and statutory charges, archives and National Library research and filing fees, environmental and compliance charges, tourism and culture site. Enti na wo tourism kura na edibi beto so eya semo chesa banwe eye zu ampara miyanom. These are the charges. Hey, Krofo we azan for 40% now. A bibesu will be a fee. The Obayan or Manum and Nebiano. The NDC is probably going to charge you, and you have nothing to say.